Girls, we are back here in Classkick. We're looking at slide 4. Hopefully you attempted this on your own and then you can check your work with mine. If not, if you were completely confused, that's okay. You can follow along with me. Make sure you show your work on your whiteboard in Classkick, okay? So let's read this problem. A construction company has a number of trucks designed to haul different amounts. The line, let me see here, the line plot displays the weight each truck can haul. If all the trucks were working at the same time, how many tons can the trucks carry? All right, so let's take a look. Here is our line plot. It's titled The Amount of Weight the Truck Hauls, and these are the number of trucks, okay? So each dot represents a truck, and this is the fraction of a ton that each truck can haul. So back up here in my question, it says, let's see here, if all the trucks are working at the same time, how many tons can the trucks carry? So what I need to do is I need to add up all of the trucks and the amount that they're carrying, right? So let's see here. Let me do some planning. So for the amount of 1/4, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trucks that carry 1/4. And for the amount of 1/2, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 trucks that carry 1/2. And for the amount of 3/4, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trucks that carry 3/4 of a ton. Now, there's a couple ways we can do this. We could simply add all those together. We could do that. We could start and say, okay, 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4. Is that 5? Nope, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 of them. Plus 1/4. And then we could go and add 1/2 to that 7 times, plus 1/7 plus 1/7 plus, oh no, Mrs. Miller, you're doing it wrong. Not 1/7. There's 7 1/2s. Oh my Lord. Let's see here. Let's change that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 1/4, and then 7 1/2s. 1/2, 1/2, 1/2. See how what I'm doing? I'm just adding every single one up. Now, I'm not going to do it this way. 1, 2, 3, 4 plus 1/2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Whew, it's a lot. Then I would go and I'd add 6 3/4. 6 times 3/4 plus 3/4 plus 3/4 plus, this is pretty long, isn't it? 3/4 plus 3/4 plus 3/4. Now that would tell us how much all the trucks were carrying if they were all running at the same time. I'm actually going to separate mine out. I'm going to find the value of these 5, then the value of these 7, then the value of these 6, and then add them all together. Okay? Because it's the same thing. Instead of doing this plus this, all the way, that would be a lot. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to say, okay, well, if I have 1/4 times 5, that's going to tell me, and of course, when we multiply with fractions, I can't use a whole number, so I have to put 5 over 1. So that's going to be 5/4. Okay, so the first one, my first here is going to be the value of 5/4 altogether. Now let's find the value of the 1/2. So I'm going to take 1/2 times 7, or 7 over 1. That's going to give me 1 times 7 is 7. 2 times 1 is 2. So 7 over 2, which is an improper fraction. Right now, I'm not worried about that. 7 over 2 is the value that these trucks carry. okay, of a ton. It's 7/2 tons. Now I'm going to find the value of this one. How much are those trucks carrying? So that was 3/4, and there's 6 trucks times 6, which is 6/1. And so 3 times 6 is 3, let's see, 6, 12, 18. Had to get my brain thinking. 18, 4 times 1/4. Okay, again, that's an improper fraction, but I'm not done yet, so I'm not going to mess with it. All right. Now I'm going to take those 3 sums, okay, because now I've added up how many tons these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trucks are carrying, how many tons these 7 trucks are carrying, and how many tons these 6 trucks are carrying. I'm going to add them all together to find out how much in all. All right, let me grab a different color here. So now I have to use what I know, 5/4 plus 7/2 plus 18/4. Now I need to use what I know about adding fractions, okay? Now I can't add these just yet. I have to make sure that the denominators are the same. When we add and subtract fractions, we have to have a common denominator. I don't have the common denominator. I've got a 4, a 2, and a 4. They all 3 have to be the same. Now, if I don't know what it is, then I can list out the facts of 4, the facts of 2, and well, since this one, there's 2 4s, I don't have to do it twice. That's gonna be But I do know this. I know that 2 is if I list the facts, 4 is a fact of 2, right? So if I just change this one into an equivalent fraction, so that 7/2 is equivalent to something over 4, something over 4. And to get from 2 to 4, I multiply times 2, and whatever I do on the bottom, I have to do it on the top, which makes that 14. Now I'm going to use this equivalent fraction instead of this one because they're equivalent. They have the same value. All right, let me rewrite my problem. Get a different color here. So now I've got 5/4 plus, and I'm going to use 14/4 plus, and I'm going to use 18/4. Okay. So I worked so hard to get that denominator to be 4. We're going to keep it. When we add and subtract fractions, we keep the denominator. Now I'm going to add my numerators. You know what? I don't want to make a mistake, so I'm going to actually write these out. 18 plus 14 plus 5. If you can do it in your head, that's wonderful. But for me, I like to make sure I'm doing it correctly. I have to write it out. So 8 and 4 is 12, and 5 more is 17, right? Yep, 17. Here's my 1, 1, 2, 3, 37. So I get 37/4. Now I'm down to my last step. I've got 37/4. This is an improper fraction. This is the time that I got to say, okay, I need to turn this improper fraction into a mixed number. So I'm going to say, well, how many times can 4 go into 37? Well, let's see here. 4 times, let's see here. 4 times, let me think my 4s. 4 times 5 is 20, 26 is 24, 4 times 7, 28, 4 times 8 is 32, 4 times 9 is 36. Oh, 36. Okay, so 9 times, and I'm going to take away that 36 because I'm using it in the whole number 9. 37 minus 36 leaves me with 1, and my denominator stays 4. So my overall answer is going to be 9 1/4 tons. So up here, I can put that 9 1/4 tons. That's how much if all the trucks were running at the same time, they could carry at one time. Okay. All right, check your work. If you need to make changes, make changes. Make sure your whiteboard looks like mine.